Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So I'm still in Turkey and I've got a horrible cold at the minute. It's doing me head in. So I'll just probably get one video out today. But right now you can see that Bitcoin is breaking above the 786. This is a key level resistance for me because the previous leg here, like I've shown you in a previous update, just there for Bitcoin, you can see that this was some kind of ABC correction just there. Okay, let me show you what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to show you the potential scenario going forward. From here, this is an A leg, this is a B leg, this is your C leg, and then what happened was you started a new impulsive wave to the downside. Okay, so from here you put in a 1 2 3 4 5. Let me show you. You put in this 1, you got the 2, you got the big 3, the 4 and the 5, and that's the end of an impulsive move to the downside. Like I said to you, the market moves in 5 waves basically. 3 are impulsive and 2 are corrective basically, you know. And an impulsive wave down, you know, and usually the largest is the third wave, and you can measure that just there. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's the impulsive wave push down. That's the end of it basically. And what we're doing, we're slowing down here, looking to retrace to this side for the continuation of the trend which you are in, which is essentially a downtrend. So what we have to see is the break of structure and the break of that downtrend. Now we're not confirming it just yet. There's certain coins that are you know, breaking out of that sort of push down at the moment, you know, looking pretty tasty. You've got Quant, Ethereum and things like that. So Bitcoin might be playing catch up to it, but one thing we definitely need to see going forward is the break of this high. Most importantly, if we can come up and break this high here around about 32k, then I will be more biased to say, okay, well, this is the low, and right now you're coming up impulsively and correctively, you know, and we do need confirmation of that. We are breaking out here. We've got this lovely low that we put in last month, but we still could be in a corrective phase of a downtrend until we break key structure and resistance. So I'm going to show you everything I see, okay? And right now, you know, we're doing well, but we have got key resistance we've got to break out of. Most importantly, we've come up against 786 because this is exactly where this wave 2 retraced to before that big third wave dump. Okay, let me show you. So from this low here, see that low, this is your A leg, this is your potential B leg, and then you dump again. So let me show you what I was looking at just there. And this is why I said to you, look, put some shorts on the 786 because it's key level of resistance, and at that point we was anticipating this breakdown anyway, because this is the time frame in which Bitcoin usually capitulates and put in a bottom right there. So that was a monster short that we all wrote down together, you know, and you can see your key resistance on 786. At this point, if we'd have come up against the 786 and taken out that one fib just there, 3250, your technical target would have been the 1618 at 34,381. So you can see we never did that. We failed to break that, and that's where we rolled. So right now we have sort of done exactly the same thing, you know, this ABC correction is consolidation before continuation. We are still kind of in this kind of frame of doing it at the moment, but what we do need to see going forward is this break, this high, most importantly actually, is this 1 fib, because if you break the 1 fib, you're already breaking key structure, and you're beginning a larger retracement than just your typical ABC correction. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You know, a nominal ABC. It could indeed be that this is part of the A wave, then you have a B wave, then you have a C wave, and then a drop, basically, you know. So this, like I said to you, this is the most important thing going forward, is this low, that we hold it. There's no guarantees that it is the low. So, you know, you're going to come up. If you do come up, you break out, you're going to come back to retrace to it. If you retrace and hold it in a higher low on a higher time frame, start to come up and break these key resistances, then I'm more biased to the fact that, you know, your bull market, this is, you know, back on track from this point, and you're looking to break highs, and you're looking to tackle those key resistances up there. So I'll try and find all the waves for you, but at the bottom here, we are creating beautiful reversal patterns. We did originally create a bearish pennant just there, do you remember? Then we broke out, came into resistance of this here, okay, and this obviously, and then we've rolled, and within doing so, we're sort of carving out an ascending triangle and a W double bottom pattern here for Bitcoin. Now this could be deemed as many patterns, okay, so we invalidated this bear pennant, if you remember, and when we broke out, we ran into resistance. Granted, you know, you conform to resistance, which is what you want to see, and then you came back and you found support on the previous level of resistance, now back to some turn support. So that's quite confident to the fact that you are bullish at this point, okay. So what we're looking for is a continuation of this bullish structure that we're creating at this bottom. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So with this, you can typically find the moves within it. So, you know, like I've said to you, this white line here is your key resistance, and you can see it, right now you're breaking out the 786, okay. You're equally breaking out of this red line, which is really, really important. Like I said to you, this is the potential neckline of a W double bottom pattern and an ascending triangle. I did say to you, if you start to coil up like this is going to look extremely bullish for Bitcoin, because you're in a technical target right now, because you're breaking this red line, okay? You're actually in a technical target. So if you can close above that red line, which is currently, let me drop that in for you right now, okay, which is currently that. If you can close today above that, then I would be more confident in the fact you are breaking out here and you're looking at a beautiful impulsive move, a minimal move to 27853 towards the end of the month here for Bitcoin, you know, and we're sort of creating that solidness, that confidence that this is the low right now. And obviously this is what we need to do. It's all right saying, yep, the low's in, that's it, your bottom's in, but we have to create the structure and the confirmation of that by falling back to it and holding it as support. So right now, you know, you could say Bitcoin's breaking out, you've not closed yet, so it could be a bit of a fake out, a bit of a trap. So your technical target is all the way up there on the 1414. Do you see that at 26271 off this W double bottom pattern and ascending triangle? Now, what else you've got in here? The bearish aspect of this particular breakout is you're still within this flag. Do you see this? You're still within this flag. This is why this white trend line here, which is a retracement to this point of contact here. Do you see that? Okay, because this is what you do. It's resistance and support. I've taught you that. Okay, so I'm trying to work out all the moves, because potentially I think that what you're going to do is run into that white line, come back to this red line, hold it as support, confirming a breakout just like you did here. You broke the red line, the bearish pattern, you came back to support of the previous bearish pattern as support, and then you're breaking out. Do you understand? And this is how it works. So I think you've got key resistance on this white line here, which is this point of contact, this point of contact, this point of contact, this point of contact. And what might happen is you might just start to see a load of shorts loaded up there, and it starts to come back. Okay, then you'll get something called short squeeze potentially. Now, like I said to you, if you do start to fall through this, okay, this green trend line here will have to hold, confirming that you are breaking out, because if you don't, then you could say, okay, well, what you've got is a large bear flag like this. Okay, bear flag coiling up, and then you're rolling again, and you will be in a technical target to the downside. If you start to lose this green trend line and you start to come down and you sweep this zero fib, then you're in a target to the downside, and this is not the bottom for Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I would love to tell you 100% that it is the bottom, but we need confirmation of that by breaking out here of this technical, you know, bullish pattern that we've got here, W double bottom pattern, you know, ascending triangle. We're already seeing quant and, you know, XRP and things like that are breaking out of these patterns already. They're front running Bitcoin at the minute. So, you know, the fact that they're doing it is a looking glass that Bitcoin's going to play catch up. So, you know, if we do start to break out, like anticipated, that would be my minimal target up there, 27853 for Bitcoin. Okay, so personally, I'm still in a long. Okay, I've not closed it yet. I keep moving my stops up. My stop right now is on this low here, because what we've got here is a potential third wave which is forming. Okay, like I said to you, that this is a potential one. Let me show you what I'm looking at right now. This is a potential one just there, and this was some kind of irregular flat correction, expanded flat correction. That was your low of wave 2, and right now this is part of your wave 3, where you break out potentially to the technical target of the W bottom pattern. You know, wave 3, come back, and there's your wave 5 like that. And what you've got is 5 impulsive waves to the upside. And at that point, you know, running into that resistance, you start to come in for an ABC, and everyone will shit themselves again, thinking you are in a bear market. But as long as this ABC correction does this, A, B, C correction comes back and it holds that low, if you start to see that, that could be your entry point in the future, and that could be extremely bullish, because that could be the start of a huge impulsive move, which is this a potential 1, this potential 2, and then you're up there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, I don't know. But you know, this is what I'm looking at, and this is the structure we need to see off this low. Okay, and you know, if you're sitting on your hands and you're looking at the charts and you think, oh my god, I'm missing out, just wait for the ABC to come in, because you always see a large ABC retracement. Okay, and like, you know, that's how it works. I've taught you that. What goes up must come down. Impulsive and corrective waves to the upside and to the downside. So at the minute, we're looking pretty tasty, but there's no confirmation yet that it is the bottom. You know, it is bouncing off it quite nicely. We have put in several indicators that told us it would bottom down there in June. So going forward, we do need to see these key levels of resistance broken. If we start to see Bitcoin break the 1 fib at $2,333 and start to close out above that, you know, you're making strides, you're breaking resistance, and I would say you're in a minimal target sometime towards the end of July here at 27853 at a bare minimal, where I would think about taking a bit of profit off this bottom that we've, you know, jumped in on last month in June there. And at that point, you're coming for an ABC. If we hold a higher low than the 18th of June at 17521, and we start to come back up again and then break the potential 1 high at the 1618 at 27853, then you could say that the bull run's back on here, and we're no longer coming down impulsively. We're starting to come back up impulsively, okay, and beginning that full retracement to the all-time high there. And then we could be looking at a brand new all-time high over the next few months, because it's equally at this point as well. And I've shown you this before. Let me get rid of this. I do apologise for going on today. I'm a bit under the weather. But this is what we want to see, okay? This is the confirmation of your bull market, and this confirmation of your corrections in right now, and you're looking to come up. I've gone through this with you before, that there's zero guarantees. I wish there was, but there's not. But one thing I've shown you before, let me tidy this up. So basically, I think like you've got an ABC correction just there, and then the A leg is ending pretty much. Well, the A leg ended pretty much like the C leg's ending. If I can go through this with you, I've shown you before that last year, it's uncanny how it's happening. We've got this low in May. This was your low last May, where you come down, everyone pooing themselves. Then you've got the lower low in June. You've got the lower low in June. You came back up in July, held it in a higher low, and you got to spring out of there. And right now, you've come back in July. You've got your higher low, and you're beginning to spring out of here. So potentially, what we could be looking at is a new all-time high for Bitcoin, or some kind of full retracement up to the high by the end of the year here. And at that point, if we do start to come up like this by the end of the year, and we hit that high, and we start to come back like that, everyone will think you're in a bear market again. But this could just be some big massive macro move, macro correction, where you're leading into 2023 and you're breaking the highs and you're moving onwards and upwards there for Bitcoin. Anything can happen, obviously, and what would that would just give confidence to the fact that I think that what you've got here is potentially some kind of massive correction. Let me show you in a different chart another key level resistance right now for Bitcoin. So this is a potential scenario that I'm looking at on Bitcoin, because just here we've got an ABC correction in 2019 into 2020. You've got this trend line on the monthly. Okay, you came down, you're broken above, you're bullish, corrections in, and then you dumped. You put in your big ABC correction just there, where you capitulated down there for Bitcoin, and then you started to come back up. And as soon as you broke back above this trend line after falling below it, you look just there, you would have been really bullish because you're broken this trend line. You're going to the moon, and then you dumped. Okay, so you put in an A, B, C correction. It's called an ABC zigzag correction of a bull market, basically. Would you say that was a bear market? Looking back, people telling me to get out of Bitcoin, it's a bear market and things like that. And I was buying down here. I was buying this break as well, thinking we're going to go off to the moon. But then we got this correction. I was like, oh no, what happened there? But it's what it is, But down here, I was putting bids on the 1618. I've told you that before. I didn't quite get to the 2 target, but the 1618 was fruitful. And then we've come up and we've rode that massive impulsive move there. Okay, so we've got that impulsive move, this corrective move, and right now we're putting this massive impulsive move, and I think that what we've got is a corrective move, and right now we're in the cusp, we're on the sort of at the start of a massive impulsive move here for Bitcoin. So one thing we could say going forward, that we've basically copied what we did in 2019 and 2020. We're coming down on that resistance, broke out bullish, no, came back, big dump. Come down, broke out bullish, no, come down, dump. And right now we've dumped below this trend line, okay, just like we did here. And the instant we got back above this trend line, that was a massive go signal. So right now you could say, okay, well, this trend line here, if Bitcoin starts to come up on the monthly and closes above this, which is like literally, where is it right now? It's literally where we're going to be by the end of the month. It could be the indication that you're beginning this again, okay, and you're going to look at something like that going forward for Bitcoin. And it's not necessarily this sort of bull market top and this sort of prolonged bear market, which is what a bear market is, a long level of accumulation before you ramp up in the next 2 or 3 years or whatever. It's just basically impulsive, corrective, impulsive, okay. And like I said to you, we're looking at some kind of blow off top sort of towards the end of 2023. Now if I'm right, amazing, big thumbs up to everybody that stuck around and stuck with the channel, and again, nothing I say is financial advice, everything is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's all theory based. Nothing I say is certain, but it's just something I'm looking at. It's an idea, and hopefully it plays out, Down here, I was buying. Down here, I'm still buying. Like I said to you, I bought this low last month, and and so far so good. We're doing okay off that, And if we come down and we lose that low, then I'll just jump out my position, okay. But hopefully I'm right. I wish I could tell you 100% I'm right. I've nailed it. And this time next year we'll sort of have a looking glass. Now, if Bitcoin does start to come up like this, okay, and breaks that high, then you could say, okay, yeah, CoinsKid is right. And straight off the bat here, I don't see anyone else talking about this kind of analysis, okay, which is, probably a bit bizarre. But anyway, I think that, I try to look at things a little bit differently to everyone else. And you can say, okay, well, there's a 1618 target. If you go through the same impulsive move, because all I've done is copied these bars, okay? And if you go through a very similar impulsive move off this low, you could be up there by June 2023 at the 1618 right there, 143. $1,000 basically for Bitcoin. Anything can happen. This is Bitcoin, isn't it? It's a crazy volatile world. Take care, everyone. That's another update on Bitcoin. Stay off your system. Stay tuned. Bye bye.